Hey everybody, welcome back to Glenn's Garage. So, excited today, a package arrived for the garage. It's my new scanner, so let's have a look, see what we got. Okay, so before we unbox that little piece of wizardry there, I thought I might just discuss a couple of things here. I'm not a techie person. I'm certainly not an electronics person. So I'm going to go and do the review of this scanner as a normal guy who works in his garage on cars occasionally. Okay, if you're looking for something that's going to talk about motherboards and rates of how data is exchanged and all that sort of stuff, really techie stuff, this isn't the video for you. If you want to understand a little bit about how it works for a normal person plugging it in and fixing their car, hopefully I can show you a few things. You know, I bought it because I have to have it. I would much rather not have to use electronics to fix cars. I'd much rather just swing the spanner around and get stuff done, but these things are, you know, there's so much computing power on them now, you have no choice. So I'm going to walk through and try and at least show you from a simple point of view how good this is. Now I've had scanners before, ones like this. And what I usually end up doing is I'd buy a car and then I'd end buy a scanner that worked for it. So this is a VAG, Volkswagen Audi Group 1. I have one for BMW, and they work. They got the basics there. You could turn off a check engine light. It would give you some clue what the light was on for and that sort of thing. And they're, I don't know, $100 a piece, something like that. So I got a couple of hundred of them sitting in the cupboard here. And you know, now I got a Mercedes in the garage, and when this goes, there could be a Land Rover, a Jaguar, who knows. And I'm not going to keep buying these. So I finally broke down and bought the multi-brand one, and something that's halfway decent that I can do some proper diagnosis. So let's go have a look. We'll open it up, and hopefully I can show you a little bit of what I found without it being a boringly long video. So let's get on and get that box open. Okay, I've been waiting for this for the last week and a bit, I guess, because I need to scan the M-Class behind me here, which is in limp mode. So excited to get this. So you're seeing it the same time I see it. Okay. All right, there we go. iCarSoft CR Max scanner. I'll open it up, see what we got here. So, all right, so this is what came. Nice blow molded case. User's manual. Quick operation guide. Useful. Cable and the scanner. So let's get that out. See what it looks like. Excited for this. Nice. Got a stand on the back here. Excellent. All right. Well, robust. That seems like a really heavy-duty case on it. So I'm pleased with that. It looks like it's going to stand up well in the garage to the inevitable bangs and knocks. So I shall go through the manual a little bit, fire it up, and see what we see. So I've opened up the cable package here. We've got a USB power charging cable, pretty basic. We've got a plug-in for the USB. Interestingly, it's European. I guess I'm a little surprised by that. Interestingly, I thought I was ordering this from the States. I ordered it from iCarSoft Amazon account, so it's serviced by iCarSoft, and I assumed it was coming out of the States, but looking at the packaging and all the labels, it came from France. That would probably explain that weird plug. I would have thought they'd have looked at the address and gone, Canada, yeah, North American typical plug, but anyway, I mean, I have one of these, not a big deal. So yeah, OBD charging, and then I've got this one here, which appears to be another plug-in for the OBD, it's like a ribbon cable. I'm thinking that's to plug in. I can just extend the cable, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to read through. They all seem to be fairly standard 16 pin. So, meanwhile, I'll sift through the operating guide in the manual, see if we can get it working. Okay, so I thought I'd show you a live scan here. In this case, an M-Class Mercedes that I've got in the garage right now. We've got it hooked up. It came with this extension ribbon cable, which is nice because I'm not tethered inside the vehicle for it. So let's turn it on and we'll show you how it works here. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is go into the iCarSoft. In this case, we're doing diagnosis because I'm looking for if it's throwing some codes, and then it's going to ask you the vehicle. Okay, so obviously it's a Mercedes we've got plugged into today, so okay, so it's telling me in the Benz version is too low to upgrade, so I'll do that first and then we'll come back. All right, we're back. As you can see, the download symbol is gone there, so the Mercedes is up to date. It gave me the option of updating everything. I just chose not to right now, but so long as you're on your Wi-Fi, it's beautiful. Click and download, very quick. So I've just got it on all there. Okay, so you can select vehicle, you can go into VIN identify, which is what I'm going to do. So, oh, did I not press that right? There we go. Okay, so there's the VIN identify. So you can either plug the number in, or you can go down here to read, which is what I'm going to do. Sorry, there. Okay, so that's the VIN for the car. You say okay, and there's your VIN. It's a Mercedes ML 320 CDI 4MATIC, a 164 chassis, and it's diesel. Yep. So again, okay. Now this is your diagnostic options. You got quick test, auto scan, control units, or service. So auto scan is just going to go through and pull every module it's got and show you where they all are, that they're all whatever modules are present on this vehicle as it's equipped for the country it was built for. Control units, if you're specifically looking for the engine control unit, you're specifically looking for the rear SAM, whatever, it'll let you pull that. Services, you know, your oil changes, battery stuff, all that sort of stuff. And then quick test is going to do your scan and code. So we're going to go into quick test. Ignition on. Yes, good plan. We'll put the ignition on. Ignition turned on. And now it's going to go through and start scanning everything. So I'm not going to video this whole thing, but it will scan everything. All right, so this is what I got. It goes through all the different transmissions, servo module, engine control module. This is the one I was looking for because I cleared a bunch of codes from when we purchased it. and it was doing some funny stuff for a little bit there, but so far since I've cleared everything, it's behaving. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, but at least I've got the codes clear. So it just says pass. There's a fault. This is the rear SAM control module. I think this is related to me having the rear liftgate all apart and things unplugged while I'm troubleshooting the antenna back there. And Parktronic, there's a fault there, and it's, if I go into that, I'll show you this. So you can read the fault code. You can view data, you can read the fault code. And it'll tell me left outside sensor rear bumper or right outside sensor rear bumper. So it's either the right, far right or far left one that's not working. I know Parktronic's not working, so at least that'll narrow it down to the bumper and one of two sensors there. Okay, so I just want to show this quickly. If I go into this fault here on the Parktronic, the parking sensors, I'm going to read the fault, and it tells me it's the right or left outer one, which is good. And if I view data, okay, so I look at the front or the rear. So if I go to the rear, I can pick each one of those, and it's telling me right now it's at the max. It's just reading far away, there's no problem. And if I go by turn each of these on over here, like this, and then earlier I had my lovely wife walk behind the vehicle while I had it in reverse, because it needs to be in reverse for the parking sensor to work. It showed on the two middle ones, as she got close, this number would change down to 100 centimeters or 50 centimeters. And both outside ones never moved regardless of how close she got to the sensor. So it's effectively both outsides that aren't working. But this does let you troubleshoot all of that, which is, I believe, is excellent, super helpful. Alright, so let's see if we can walk through a few of the features that I've found on this. And again, I am certainly not an expert on this at all. Unlock. So that's sort of the home screen. So you got your internet, you got settings, you got pictures, it'll play music. There's a calculator. Yep, there's a calculator. And then this is where you go into the actual iCarSoft. Right, so that brings you up to that screen. So diagnostics, we know that's where you're going to go in, you log into the vehicle, and it's going to pull down faults, scan computers and modules, etc. Service. So I'll show you this. I'll plug it in and I'll show you a couple of things on the service here. So these are the different services that are available in the software here for everything from oil change resets, the diesel particulate filter regens, steering angle sensors, tire pressures, etc., etc. So there's a fair list. So we'll have a look at those and explore that a little bit. User stuff. So this is where you're capturing pictures of stuff, or you're playing back videos you've made of scans or live data. There's some manuals in here, some reports, some training videos. Oops. You do have to press the screen a little harder than the phone. Maybe that's what. Upgrade is simply going to go in and look for updated software, whether it be for this or for all the vehicles. Shop info, well, I'm not going to use that because that's, clearly if someone has a small garage, they're using this. And then settings is obviously settings where we hook up our Wi-Fi, we can set languages, screen sleep times, etc. We can restore it back to factory settings and so on. So, and we go here, and then we go bring that up, and we go back to home. Okay, so home screen. Again, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm on my local Wi-Fi here, so I thought this was pretty cool, but maybe, I'm not sure, maybe a lot of scanners do this, but I have access to Google, YouTube, Facebook, eBay, and that, so I can look up a lot of stuff while I'm out here working on this. I don't have to go grab the phone. If I'm scanning, I can just go look, I can check. I think that's a nice feature. I like that. Sorry for blocking the screen there. So I think that's a great feature for this. Alright, so I thought I'd show a couple of the service items here. I'm sitting in the car. got it plugged in here. We'll hit the service button. And it brings up, so we'll start with something simple, oil. Now I did find, maybe this is just my ignorance of these things, you have to have the ignition on to the second click for this to read some of this, because I had it on the first click, which powers this up and everything else, but it was saying it couldn't run most of this stuff, which was getting to be disappointing. And then I put the ignition on, and it seems to be good. So okay, so you do have to every time go in and pick your vehicle. It appears, and this and the VIN and everything else. Do you find you have to press this more than I guess? All right, so this is where I now have the VIN saved. That's my VIN. So we just hit OK, and yes, that is the vehicle. The ignition is on. Okay, so there's your oil. So it'll tell me distance since the last oil change. Oil change read. There's a reset day since. So yes, the ignition is on. I know this. All right, so it's done 402 kilometers since the oil change, so it was just done before I bought it. Now the only thing I do find here is you have to go okay. So now I have to exit. And if I want to go back to the service page, I have to exit that again. So maybe I do seats, windows, air filters. Some things you come onto and they don't even show up with the Mercedes, so this was one I thought I'd try. Just check the odometer and that, but see, it only lets you pick. If you have one of those vehicles, I guess they support that. All right, so as I kept playing with this, I do find things that aren't supported. I would think we have, but we don't. And I'm going to say that's not iCarSoft's fault. I'm going to guess that's Mercedes, maybe because it's too old. It's an 08. So what you find is if it's not coming up here, obviously I can't select Mercedes. I can't do anything with it. So I can't do headlights. Can't do seats and things like that. I can't do the doors and windows, but there's a lot of stuff it will do. To be fair, there's a lot of stuff it will do here. So that's how the service area works anyway. Okay, so here's another one I was just playing with. So fuel pump comes up Mercedes. Again, yes, and the ignition is on. So now it's not supported on this vehicle. So although if you have a Mercedes, in theory you can check and scan your fuel pump, you can't on this particular Mercedes. And I don't know if that's just a result of, again, it's a 14-year-old Mercedes or what. I'm not sure there. I was sort of thinking that once it had those capabilities, I was going to have those capabilities, but just, I guess, be aware, not necessarily. All right, so that was my first product review done. So the iCarSoft CR Max scanner, I bought it on Amazon.ca. I'm in Canada, so obviously, $4.99. I paid a little extra for shipping. I think it was great value. Super pleased with it. Seems very robust, easy to use. These big buttons to work with. Nice big screen. It seems to run quick and process things very quickly. It scans very quickly. The only thing I found it doesn't look like it does keys. So if you were looking to be able to program key fobs, I don't believe it does keys. I I'm prepared to be corrected there. I'm still exploring it, so I don't know if you go through and diagnose problems, if you can get in and run things like headlights and door windows and things like that that I couldn't do through service. I'm still exploring it. So if I do find you can do that, I'll add some notes down in the bottom here. But I'm super pleased with it. I think it was excellent value for money, and I think it's an awesome scanner for someone like me working in a shop here by myself, you know, my own garage, just flipping cars and doing, you know, different cars all the time. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like, a subscribe. That would be just awesome. And, you know, I hope I see you back here in the garage, and check out some of the other videos. I actually do work on cars and not play with electronics. In the meantime, y'all drive safe.